Hello mariners, hope you all are doing well. So still topic we are going to discuss about a gyro compass. So first, what is a gyro compass? So a gyro compass is an equipment which has been now mostly used by the merchant ships and also by a naval ship. It's a warship. So it has a ability to detect true north, not the magnetic north. So the other question the MMD used to ask in the oral or even in the written sometime, that why you use magnetic compass, gyro compass, still we have a magnetic compass on board. So for that, a gyro compass faces true north, whereas the magnetic compass shows magnetic north. So you know magnetic north is just deflected. The magnetic north is getting deflected day by day just due to the lots of factors which are affecting nowadays, whereas the true north is exactly true, it's not going to be changed. And whereas the most important things why we use gyro compass on a board is that the gyro compass is unaffected by a ferromagnetic materials. That is, ferromagnetic materials is our ship structure that is fully made of a metal part, whereas you know the magnetic compass will deflected due to this ferromagnetic materials. So let's start. And the most common question which has been asked by the MMD written exam is, what is a free gyroscope? Free gyroscope. So this is what a free gyroscope. So free gyroscope, a gyroscope having a 3 degree of freedom is called as free gyroscope. From the figure you are seeing that how a free gyroscope looks like. It is called as a free gyroscope. It has a 3 degree of freedom as it has a vertical axis, it has a spin axis, and it has a horizontal axis. So it's just move with respect to that all axes. So we call as a 3 degree of freedom or a free gyroscope. And the properties of a free gyroscope are, first is gyroscopic inertia or rigidity in space, and the second is precision. So now let's talk about the gyroscopic inertia. So a freely spinning gyroscope will maintain its axis of spin in the direction with respect to a space, irrespective of how its supporting base is turned. So it means that, suppose this is a gyroscope, how you had seen in the figure that how a free gyroscope looks like. So suppose this is a gyroscope and this is a base, and this is a point, it's pointing in a one direction, and suppose we are turning the base like this way. So what will happen, this spin axis will turn to the point where it is pointing at first. So it will not turn how its base is turning. It resists any attempt to change its direction of spin. Suppose if I am trying to turn its spin, it will resist it. It will not turn. It will resist the force. The free gyroscope has a high directional stability, and this property is called a gyroscopic inertia or rigidity in space. I hope clear. Now let's talk the precision. So precision is the angular displacement of a spin axis. We are talking about a spin axis. There are 3 axes and we are talking about a spin axis. So precision is the angular displacement of a spin axis of a gyroscope. When a torque is applied to a gyroscope, you know torque is a force applied to a gyroscope. Hence, when a torque is applied to a spin axis, the resultant movement will be in the direction at the right angle to applied torque. So this is a spin axis. Suppose this is a spin axis and I am applied a force, I am applying a torque. So if I am applying a torque from this way, so it will turn, the resulting movement will be 90 degree to the applied torque. I hope you guys are getting this. Suppose I am applying a torque from 0 degree, so the resultant movement of the spin axis will be like this. It will be 90 degree. So Earth is also a free gyroscope pointing to one north axis towards a Polaris. So 2 point is cleared. Now let's move forward. and this is a one part of a question which they normally used to ask. Now next question we are going to talk about a gyro compass, how a gyro compass made north sinking. Okay, so let's start. So north seeking gyroscope. In order to damp unwanted oscillation, we need to achieve damping in tilt. So it's an unwanted oscillation. Some giving a gyroscope having an unwanted oscillation. Oscillation is a movement. So we need to achieve that damping in tilt. I will talk forward what is tilt. You will get it very soon. For that, for time being, let's discuss this only. So in order to damp unwanted oscillation, we need to achieve in damping. We need to achieve damping in tilt. So first part, we need to stop its oscillation. Next, this is done. How it will done? So this is done by the means of offset slightly to east of a vertical. So this is done by the means of offsetting slightly to the east of vertical, resulting in the component of the force producing the required torque. As already I talked, we will here to shift for shifting to offset slightly to the east of the vertical. Here we will use a property, that is second property, that is a precision. Like we will apply the torque and it will shift. Next, the magnetic and the direction of this force is pre-calculated to achieve the required damping oscillation. So how much torque we will apply this, it is already pre-calculated. And next, the amplitude of each oscillation is reduced to 1/3 of the previous oscillation. It's simple. If any force we are applied to anything, its oscillation will be its oscillation is obviously reduced. So how much the oscillation will reduce? So it will reduce 1/3 of the previous oscillation. So it's now the spin axis reaches equilibrium and settle in a position at which drift is counteracted by a controlled precision and damping precision counteracts tilting. So the spin axis reaches equilibrium and it will settle in a position in which the damping is counteracted by a precision. I already explained precision, and the damping precision is counteracted by tilting method. So finally the gyro settles in a meridian and becomes north sinking. So let's move to the next topic. So next topic we will discuss about the drift and tilt. So what is tilt? So tilt is the elevation or depression of a spin axis above or below the horizon. And what is the rate of tilting? So the rate of tilting is 15 degree. So the formula we will get it, 15 degree into sine of azimuth into cos of latitude. We will get the rate of tilting, at what rate it is tilting. And what is drift? So drift is the movement of a spin axis in the direction of azimuth. So same, the rate of drifting formula, it is 15 degree into sine of latitude. So now let's talk deeper into tilt. So you will get much easier that what does tilt mean. So if a free gyroscope is situated on the equator and lies with its axis east and west and horizon, it can be assumed of as pointing to a star with a zero declination and is about to rise. So how I will show you. Let's suppose this is the earth, and this is the equator, and this gyroscope is just placed here in the northeast direction. So in the northeast direction, so suppose let's assume that it's pointing towards a star with a zero declination and the star which is about to rise. As the star will rise, the gyroscope, the spin axis will also start to rise as the star rises. After nearly 6 hours, the axis will be vertical, and after nearly 12 hours, the gyroscope will have turned completely over the axis, again horizontal, but now the originally east-west around it pointing on the star straighting to west. This is the property of inertia, that is gyroscopic inertia. Due to that property, is just pointing that star, and as the star is moving and the gyroscope is also, the spin axis is also moving with respect to it, because it's not changing its direction, it's just pointing at a single point, that is star. It's just pointing to it only with respect of its, like Earth is moving, so its axis, its base is also moving, but the axis is not turning, it's just pointing to a single point only. So after a one-sided day, gyroscope have tilted throughout 60 degree and star will again start to rise. I hope you guys are getting it. So now we will talk about drift. So drift is the apparent movement of a gyroscope in azimuth. A free gyroscope situated at the north pole with its axis horizontal, we have a apparent movement which is entirely in the horizontal plane. It's a simple English, I don't think I need to explain it. So next, its axis will appear to move in a clockwise direction when viewed from the above. When we viewed from the above, its axis will move in a clockwise direction. A free gyroscope situated at the equator with its axis horizontal will not drift at all, irrespective whatever its axis is set in a north or south or east or west, in whatever line. So simple, as tilting is, it's pointing to it's a depression or elevation of your axis with respect to, and tilt is just a azimuth. So if it is situated if we put at the equator, it is not going to move anywhere. So I hope you guys all are getting this. So next topic, we are going to talk about the term latitude course and the speed error with respect to a gyro compass. So let's start. A gyro compass settles in north-south direction by sensing Earth's spinning motion. Same gyro compass, when placed on a ship, also sense a ship motion, and therefore the axis of a gyro compass settle in a direction which is perpendicular to the resultant of the Earth's surface speed and the ship speed velocity. So here we are talking that if a gyroscope is only placed over the Earth, it will just point in a north-south direction by sensing the Earth speed, Earth movement. And if that same gyro compass is placed on a ship, so there it is experiencing another speed, so it will now calculate the velocity both with respect to what the Earth and the ship is creating, so a mean velocity, and it will again point towards north and south direction. The direction in which the compass settles is therefore different toward the direction of the north and depends upon the ship's course and speed and the latitude. So the direction in which the compass settles is therefore different from the direction of the true north, and it depends upon the ship course and speed and the latitude. So this is only known as the course, speed and latitude errors. So now this error also increases. This error obviously increases if the observer latitude increases. If ship is going more higher latitude, and the error is westward on all northerly courses, and vice versa. The exactly east-west course and the error is nil. If the vessel is doing exactly east-west course, the error will be nil, because we are strictly pointing towards, we are moving east and west, and the gyro compass has already settled in a direction, it will not affect. But as we will not, if we are not doing exactly east and west, something like 45 degrees, then the error will show something. Now let's, to compensate for a speed error, a speed rider is provided on the gyroscope, which is associated with the latitude rider, shifts the lumbar line equal to a speed error in the appropriate direction. This error can be corrected automatically by the mechanism which moves the lumbar line by the amount equal to the error, or it can be found from the correction table or from a portable correction calculator and then applied as necessary. So obviously we need to counteract this kind of error, or it's almost useless of using a gyro compass if we are having this kind of error. So we have the manufacturer has provided with a speed rider, latitude rider, and also the shift lumbar equals to a speed error. And so this this is used to compensate with our errors. So hope you all get till this. So guys, let's talk with next question. So starting procedure of a gyroscope. How a gyroscope is, how we will start a gyroscope if it is set up. So starting, so a gyroscope needs to be settled on a meridian. The time taken will depend upon make and model of a gyroscope, and also it's depend upon the location, geographical location of a gyroscope. The settling time may take between 1 to several hours, and if a compass is shut down, so it's going to take a very long time, and also to start it very long. So I will talk with a gyroscope model that is Spheri MKIP 37D system. So let's one more point. If we are going to start with a gyroscope, we should have a manual that will give a very deep idea, and it's depend upon the move. Exactly, it will talk about the model. So for timing, let's start with this. So at power up and prior entry to a settling mode, system perform automatic procedures to determine the equipment is operating within the specified parameter or not. So as soon as we will just power up the the system will take its parameter. If a gyro is stationary, the system opt for a cold start, and if rotating, hot start if programmed. During a cold start, if no heading data is input to system when requested, the gyro selects automatic. Once the power is switched on, two blips promote for a switches to an auto level process. In some older makes, the swinging is done manually. The special key is provided for the same, which is inserted into slot. If heading data is fed into the rotor, it's automatically switched. The rotor is brought up to a required minimum within 14 minutes, and the gyro will subsequently settle within an hour. Some more points that should be remembered. If entered heading is in an error by more than 20 degree, the gyro may take about 5 hours to settle. If error is more than 20 degree. Once the gyro settles, synchronize the repeaters, synchronize your radar, ECDs and other equipments. If speed and latitude is fed manually, it should be done prior to the starting error. And the last, once settled, compass error should be checked by a compass should be checked more frequently. That is a more important things that we need to do after starting a gyro compass. That we must know what actually error right now our gyro compass is showing, so that we can do a more so that we can just adjust our error. So hope you guys all get it, and if I had missed any point, so please let me know. I will make it to another video, just comment it. And thanks for watching video, and if you like it, just leave a like and subscribe, and also share with your friends so that they can also get benefited. Jai Hind.